No giggling, right?
No.
It
Yeah.
has been said, as any observer of urban renewal knows, artists have a long track record of cultivating an energy that often evolves a place into a true experience, generating creative spaces and an innovative atmosphere that locals and visitors can enjoy. That's a quote by Sunshine Flint made back in March of 2013. Welcome to People, Places, and Politics. I'm Patty Milne, your host. Just very recently, I was to visit Santa Fe, New Mexico. And Santa Fe is very well known for its more than 200 art galleries and numerous museums, many of them art museums, along with history museums. When I got back, I started to think about the art community here in Salem. So I called my friend, Susan Appleby, and I said, you have to come and talk with me on People, Places, and Politics about the art community here in Salem. And Susan you also had been recently to Santa Fe, so you kind of knew what I was talking about. I want to introduce you, Susan, and your friend Lorraine, a fellow artist. And let me begin by giving just a little bit of your background to the audience, and then we'll get into some of this fun stuff we're going to talk about regarding the Salem art community. So first of all, Susan is a Salem artist who has become very involved in the last year in the local art scene. Art has always been a part of her life. Susan attended the Academy of Art College in San Francisco after high school and continues to take workshops in painting, drawing, stained glass, and mosaic to keep involved and learning. And one of the things that I'm taking this bio off of what is on the Red Raven Gallery, where you two ladies are affiliated, and I liked this quote, "The experience of being a part of the Red Raven Gallery has brought a new appreciation about all aspects of art." And Susan says, a wonderful journey. So, and I want you to talk in just a moment about your experience and what got you into it. But let me also introduce Lorraine Dye, who is an award-winning artist, and I noticed that Susan also has some awards to her name. You are a native Oregonian, Lorraine. You were born in Hood River, but you've lived most of your life here in Salem, where you've worked not only as an artist, but you are involved in the business, political, and the social life of the community. Basically, you are self-taught in what you do, and this I liked that on your bio here, again with the gallery, that you prefer, and I may say it wrong, plein air painting, as the human eye can see things that the camera does not capture. I thought there's more to talk about here, which we're going to do right now. So why don't I just begin with you, Lorraine, and talk a little bit with the audience about what got you into art. I mean, is this something that both of you grew up? Were you 5-year-olds painting at the kitchen table? Has it evolved, or what brings you to this point in time?
For me, when I was young, I drew horses, like most all little girls do. And I always loved to doodle and draw. And you know, you get married, you have children, life gets in the way. I did enter a drawing contest way back when, and they did take the effort to come. That's one of those off the matchboxes, and they took the effort to come to my door and see if I wanted to further my classes. And at that time I had a baby, and I said no, and so that just kind of went out of my life until, and then with my business that I owned, I put all my effort into that, which had a lot of art cards in it. And that just spurred me on to do something more creative. And so basically, then when I sold my businesses, and then I was a board member to the Carousel, I got bored. So I took a pastel class, and this is where it all started.
Great.
All over again with the passion to want to be drawing. It's basically what I really wanted to do. So
great. And Susan, you're What brought you to all this artwork?
I think I started real early too, and took art classes in high school and went to art college, and was always involved in graphic design. That was I had a design major, and kind of did art in the background. And then once I had time, full time, I started had a first show and sold a few pieces, which is really exciting. And looked at the opportunities in town, and checked out the Red Raven Gallery. I had a couple friends that were there, so
Yeah.
I've been there about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half now. It's been a good opportunity. So
So the Red Raven Gallery. So what is the Red Raven Gallery? Obviously you have art and you are both members. What does that membership mean and what happens there?
I'm a founding member. So the first 3 years of the Raven Gallery, you know, so and now we're into our 3.5 years at our new location. And it really, to me, being part of the gallery really made me improve. It made me work harder. It made me, and it was fun to sell. I mean, obviously it was very much a lot of fun to sell. And it's just been a great experience. And we've got some great people involved in the gallery.
Looking at your website, there are members. You both are members, as you just mentioned, founding member, and then there are associate members, and then, so how does that work, and why is that important for an artist?
well, there's different. The members take on a little bit more responsibility. We still have the business things to do, like the finance and the curation and promotion. So everybody picks, you know, kind of an area where they can help out the most. You know, just sharing of ideas and getting to know the other artists and involved in different things has, you know, been very helpful for me.
And the gallery is a co-op.
It's a co-op.
So what
which
does
is
that
perfect.
mean?
That if, like when I owned my own business, all the things that go along with the business was me. So when you're part of a co-op and you have all these talented people coming in, and all of them have different expertise, so it works out perfect. Like Susan is so apt in everything. She's extremely talented in all kinds of ways. That's very helpful to the gallery.
Good.
And it's like, it's just beautiful. I mean, I love that part of the gallery for sure.
How do you get your members? Do people just call you up and say, I'd like to be a member? Do you solicit people to join?
Both ways, really. I mean, we do, right now we're currently open for members. We gain members, we lost a few members, you know, different reasons, and we just recently, I think we have 3 new members. It's a voting process, so they show their art, they have an interview, come in with the membership committee, and, you know, go over their strengths and weaknesses and how they would fit into the gallery, and then the full membership will get their recommendation and see their artwork and then vote on it. We also have consigners, people that, you know, don't really have time to be involved but have nice art that they would like to sell. And one of the differences is the amount of commission that, like, the members pay less than the associates, and then the consigners pay a little bit more because, you know, they're not participating really in the business end of it.
And the members pay dues, monthly dues, so that actually supports the gallery. So whatever sales and commissions on top of that helps to operate the gallery.
Good. You have how many members altogether, and has...
Like 15 members now. We currently have 5 associate members. Some that are previous members that needed to step down for reasons, and a couple people that were interested in getting more involved. So,
Is that a healthy membership? Has it
It
grown?
is our goal is more always, because I think being part of the gallery, and at the very beginning, I got to know these people and their wonderful art, and all of a sudden, like an illness might have happened and they had to leave, and I'm going, whoa, well, how can we go on without them? But another wonderful person will step in, and so so we're always kind of still building. And our new, and evolving. Our new place that we're in.
Go ahead and mention the address.
Okay. It's one.
We're in the Salem Arts Building,
Yeah.
which is 2 doors down from the Reed Opera House, south of the Reed Opera House. It's 155 Liberty Street Northeast, and we're on the first floor. We don't have a storefront, as they call it. You need to come
Display.
into the building to reach the gallery. It's also home of the Hive, which is a growing artist community. The second
Upstairs.
floor is all studios open to artists, nonprofits, entrepreneurs.
Good.
So they're kind of just growing that business there, and as soon as more people get into the building, that will also help the gallery with more people in there,
Yeah.
finding us and that type of thing.
So what does the art community look like? How many galleries are there in Salem? Do you have it?
Not a whole lot. I
No,
have
there
a list.
aren't.
The Bush Barn over at the Salem Art Association, Rogers Yost Gallery, new gallery, the Compass Gallery, that's over at Mission, the Willamette
Heritage.
Heritage. River Gallery out in Independence, Linaria.
So
and
they're considered a part of
Kind of. It's a greater because you see, if you go to receptions here in Salem, you'll see the same people at some of these receptions and the other, because it's all close. It's just, they're fun galleries that are in both of those areas. So
And they're also both, well, Linaria is a cooperative, right?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
and where are they?
They're in Silverton.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the Salem Art Association, and I know they've been around for almost 100 years, and so what role do they play, and how do you interact with them?
Actually, I worked at the Art Association, Salem Art. I worked at Bush Barn for 11 and a half years. And so I really have a love of that building, the park. It's always in my heart. But when I left there and, opened a business and stuff, I kind of got away from all that. And that's probably where some of my innovative art comes from, is all that absorbing the arts. And, well, I think the role that they play, and it's been a steady role, climbing all these years, is they present beautiful art to the people. They present opportunities to volunteer with gallery talks and just to immerse yourself into the arts. And of course, the crown is the art fair and bringing all the artists from all over. Not only that, but what are we, number 1 or number 2 for art fairs? People that come to these fairs absolutely love it.
Yeah, they do.
It draws a really large crowd.
And just, it isn't just me, but I was accepted to the art fair twice. They get like 500 applications, and I was like, wow, they accepted me once. Wow, they accepted me twice. But I still today get people ask me, are you going to do the art fair? Are you at the art fair? That's how, people just keep
very
those things
competitive.
in it. Have you done the art fair? You
drawn?
haven't? No. Okay.
Do they draw names? How
Oh,
do you?
big jury.
Jury.
Big jury.
Art.
Yeah.
And this year also, last year, I'm not sure the first year, but Radius, the salon you talked about, it's an
Yes.
opportunity for people within 50 miles of Salem to show art in the gallery as the art fair is going on. I think they said, 20,000.
Yeah, to attend that. But it's, the Salem Salon is every year. And young and old can participate in this and just bring your artwork to Bush Barn. But it's, and then it's a juried show with a big reception.
And what does that mean? Some in the audience may not know what that means.
The juried show?
Yes.
It means you have a very highly qualified artist, and they go through the work and they decide on merits of your craftsmanship, your talent, your imagination, your execution, and also how you put your work together. If you have loose wires or a loose frame, it's out.
Oh, wow.
Presentation is
Is the
really
big,
important.
very big.
And one of the things, I'll just interject here.
Cool.
Red Raven is having Valiant Views, a juried show, in this coming up first Wednesday. We have Mike Rangner, a plein air artist out of Corvallis, and he's internationally known. So he'll be up tomorrow morning to jury. We we had about 30 some entries into it. So it's also fun because it brings new people into the gallery and their friends and
Yep.
family to come in and see their art hanging on the wall, and you know, so it's a
all
good
fun.
experience. We also have a steampunk call to artists for our September show. Smoke Trains Victorian, you know, it's a
Okay.
it's a
That
gen-
name was very interesting. Yes. So what does it mean?
Steampunk, yeah, it's a genre that's been very popular. Technology and aesthetic designs inspired by 19th century industrial steam-powered machinery. And I mean, there's art, it's
Jewelry,
jewelry,
Sculptures.
mechanical things,
things sticking out of them.
That sounds
So
like a lot of
that's-
fun. And
it's
the
gonna-
date again on that is what?
It's going to be in September, and then in October we have a textile show, Art to Apparel, that's open to all textile artists. It's a juried show with felt, fabric, knitting, crocheting, lace making.
That'll be fun.
And that will be at your gallery.
Yep.
And that will be at our gallery. So we're getting the call to artists out now, and that one will be in October. So there's still a few months to get stuff together. And being part of the gallery, I mean, each month is a different theme and different show, and so it's kind of like you have opportunities to create
Yep.
new art to fit those themes and to have it done by this date. You know, so it's kind of deadlines in the art world.
It's like coloring outside the lines. It makes you stretch
Good,
your talent, or you just stretch yourself.
So do you have, do the same artists get involved in each of these
Well, there's
events, or-
different, like the
Okay.
textile is totally different because, you know, Green Bombs and their quilts. We have, let me see, I gotta make sure I have her name right, but Janet Ogdahl from Mobiles
Oh,
and
yeah.
Paul Zona from Tangled Pearls, two big knitting and fabric
Fabric.
places, will be their jurors for that. And Josh Kinsey, he's a wonderful steampunk artist out of Silverton that'll be juring our steampunk. And like Artists in Action, let me just kind of throw them in. They're a great local arts group, probably 150 members or so.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know how many, but they actually offer many opportunities for artists to get involved. Paint the Town is during the summertime. Every weekend there's a different spot that you can go and draw or paint.
such as?
Like last week it was at Bush Barn,
Okay, good,
Mission Mill.
Downtown.
You go out to downtown.
A winery.
Great.
Basket Slew is in a couple
Yes.
weeks. And then at the end of the summer, there's a big show at Elsinore Framing, a juried show that they put together. And then also Paint the Town at the end of the year, which involves all the businesses. There's probably 20 businesses that all the art is hung in throughout the downtown, and then people can come down and see it, and it's a big event.
That one's
too.
really big too.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to know, okay, I don't live in Salem, where can they go to get information, how to find all these locations, and to verify these dates and make sure they put them on their calendar?
Red Raven's website is www.redravengallery.com. We also have information at the gallery if you would stop by. And
On all of these.
Good, good, good.
That's how Salem is not real large. So that's the arts community. I think kind of works with each other, and just to make it all happen and encourage everybody. I mean, like a lot of the people that come to our receptions are all artists. Because they want to, I mean, they want to be encouraged, or we encourage them, or they want to see what's new. So that's all.
So in the art community, while it's probably a little competition, everybody wants their artwork to be the most popular and sell, but there sounds like there's a camaraderie and support group.
I think there is in the downtown area.
So
well, the
can
whole
you
city.
talk about that a little bit? And again, I think there's a lot that people don't know about what's happening in the Salem art community. So what else can you share to help get people a little bit more involved and familiar with what you do?
Probably go to any of the, the Statesman Journal has been pretty good about listing all the shows and
Yes.
gallery talks,
Yes.
and so that's the best way. Just put your foot right in there and step in there and find out what is going on in the city. I know the first couple years when we had Raven, when it just had opened, people would come in and they say, wow, Salem is really active in the arts. And I'm thinking, good. That's what we're here for, you know. So, and I just think, and that was a couple of years ago, and I just think that whole movement has been there. I know Mary Lou had, you know, the Zeke Gallery.
Yes.
She kind of had the little, the market there for a long time, and she still does. I mean, she's very active in everything that she does. But there's just, the Co-op Gallery puts such a group of people together that's very active within the city instead of having artists from outside the city like Mary Lou's was. But
And there's also like
she did area too. but-
First Wednesdays, which is really active downtown. The art department, the local art supply store has shows every month with different artists. Roy John Jeweler, Dave Wilson Jeweler, Elsinore Framing always has a show, and that's just an example of some of the. There's a lot else, you know. So first
Great.
Wednesday, people just come
Great.
downtown and kind of. There's usually a project space or something going on.
Yes, that's going on now.
Yeah. So
And
there's-
where's that happening? And
is it across from the conference center?
Nope.
They move it around.
It's
That's
across.
what I'm gonna talk about.
It's across from the River Park, from the Riverfront Park,
Okay. This
in
changes
the
locations.
apartment building, the big one that's there.
oh yes,
River
down
Condo.
Water,
okay,
yeah,
great,
River Condos. Yes,
Great.
right down at the base of
Great.
that.
great.
So,
All right.
And then there's a couple organizations like Downtown Salem Strong, Dave and Diane, that always come through the galleries. They go over to the Runaway Crafts and create a memory, and they're always photographing and journaling, you know, what's happening, which helps us a lot too, to let people know we're down there and stuff.
So another area that I wanted to just touch on a little bit here is what is available for young people, and what are you experiencing with young people, whether they be high school kids, college kids, young adults, getting involved in the arts and expressing themselves? What's happening there? Any opportunities that?
We were considering an emerging artist show for early next year,
Yeah.
you know, to try to
Good.
connect with the high
Good.
schools. I know Bush Barn also has a student show. Kaiser Art Association
they do.
has student shows. So, I mean, and it would be great to get more involved. We've talked about how we could do that, and possibly, you know, a show of their own where they can come and bring their art.
Good.
And because you're young and you want to be an artist, but you know, how do you do that?
Yeah, where do you begin? Who do you
Right.
get in touch with to say, I have this picture I just painted, what can I?
And the classes, I mean, art department has classes all year.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
Beginning to advanced classes. Sitka Center out on the coast is a great place. They've been there since like the early 70s
yeah.
with wonderful classes, which I try
And
to
they're
get.
located where?
About 6 miles north of Otis on
Okay.
101.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful place out on Cascade Head, and just wonderful instructors.
Great.
And Chemeketa, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
they've got a visual communications and a great, I know several artists, or a couple artists that are teaching there, you know, so always things to learn, new things to learn.
And at the gallery on our first Wednesdays,
Mm-hmm.
we do demonstrations. Every first Wednesday, one of the artist members is out there doing felting or painting or whatever their craft is, their talent. So a lot of times young people will come by and they'll look at that and they say, wow, I didn't know that's how you did that, or
yeah.
And I think that's always neat when that happens.
Very good. All right, we have a couple minutes left. So what areas would you like to delve into? Anything you'd like to share with the audience? Little inside information, tidbits, again, any information you'd like to share on these events that are coming up, please repeat that. This is a good time
Okay,
Yeah.
to share that
First
information.
Wednesday's coming up next week. Valley and Views is a big show. We've got probably at least 20 artists that have entered, and that'll be 5 to 8 o'clock first Wednesday, July 1st. And steampunks, September, textiles, and it's fun for the gallery to get new people in there. You know, it's an opportunity for us to draw new people into the gallery.
And the Salem Art Association, that festival is
Yes.
July
17, 18, 19, I believe. Friday,
And
Saturday,
for anyone who may not know where that's located, we're going to share that information.
Bush Pasture Park,
Yeah.
right behind Bush House,
Yeah.
in the barn
And
and the grounds. Yeah.
Is there transportation? Can people park off-site?
I
In the
believe there's
past,
a shuttle
hasn't
that goes.
the transit?
I'm not sure though.
I'm sure they always have a shuttle going.
Good. So that's good. So again, you are located at, I have it right here, 155 Liberty Street Northeast, Suite 140. That's right downtown. And again, go through your contact information and share that with our audience.
The website's the best place to do it, which is www.redravengallery.com. We try to keep it updated with the latest shows and artists, information on the artists, and upcoming call to artists is on there. So
Good. Anything else you'd like to share, Lorraine?
Well, I'm just excited to have Mike Rangner here in Salem. He's got credentials that's unbelievable. I think he's going to give a gallery talk.
yes, he will.
And he did all the plaques for the Portland Zoo. He's got.
Oh my goodness.
He is nationally known
Wow.
with books and all kinds of things. I think one of his books he illustrated is the primary book for the primary schools in Arizona.
Great.
I mean, so this
Great.
guy, it's really amazing. He did Disneyland, he's done Nike. He'd be a good one to come and listen to.
Great, great.
It's exciting.
Well, I do want to have you ladies come back and talk more about upcoming events and bring another guest along with you, and we'll just keep this conversation going because art is a huge part of our community,
Yes,
and
it is.
like I say, we
It is
can.
for livability and
It
bringing new
real-
people
yeah,
to
it
Salem.
really is.
You know, what do we do there? You know,
Yeah.
to have the art and music and good restaurants downtown.
That's for
It does.
sure.
I keep running into brand new people that just moved to Salem when I'm sitting in the gallery, and it is amazing. You know, they're checking out. They've never been downtown before, but yet they've found us. And they said, what a lovely spot.
So that's something too. Well, we have another couple of seconds here. I'm guessing there's like in the Travel Salem magazine or some kind of
We are.
information. People can find you there as well as other galleries and information on these events that are coming up. And as you mentioned, the Statesman Journal has been doing a good job of
have.
putting information in. So watch the Statesman Journal newspaper and
The Salem Weekly also. usually
Salem
has
Weekly.
a good arts
Yeah,
column and
very
with
good.
events and stuff and music.
wonderful. So
Exciting
thank you.
stuff happening.
Yes,
Thank you.
good stuff.
Thank
so
you.
thank
and
you.
CT's TV for having us here.
Great.
It's
So
great.
thank you. Susan Appleby and Lorraine Dye with Red Raven Gallery, thanks for coming. And I would tell the audience, watch again. These ladies will be back to share more on the local art.
Great.
So thank you again for coming.
Perfect. Thank you very much.